You are watching this video because something has changed. Maybe you've noticed that the drive, the desire that has always been part of your life, is simply no longer there. Or when it is, it's weak, distant, like a shadow of what it used to be. And that hurts. It hurts in a way you can't explain to anyone, because how can you go up to someone and say you feel less of a man than you used to? I understand that pain. I understand because I've talked to thousands of men who have been through the same thing. Men who one day looked in the mirror and wondered where all that energy, that confidence, that fire that made them feel invincible had gone. And the truth is, you're not alone. Quite the contrary. Studies show that more than half of men over the age of 30 have experienced some kind of decrease in desire or intimate performance. But here's what most people don't tell you. This situation doesn't have to be permanent. It doesn't have to be the end of your intimate life. There is a way back, and that path involves something very simple that you can start doing today. Something natural, safe, with no serious side effects, and no chemical dependency. Something that is within your reach, and can start transforming your life in just 7 days. If you want to find out what it is, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell, because the information I'm about to share may be exactly what you've been looking for. And leave a comment telling me how long you've been dealing with this situation. It can be anonymous, it can be just a number, but tell me. Because when we let it out, when we admit it, it's already the first step towards the solution. Before I start talking about the solution, I need you to understand something very important. What's happening to you is not your fault. It's not a lack of masculinity. It's not weakness. It's not anything you've done wrong. What's happening is the result of a combination of factors that our modern society has created and that are affecting men all over the world. It's a problem that is growing at an alarming rate, but most men would rather suffer in silence than seek help. Chronic stress is one of the main villains in this story. When you are constantly worried, anxious, overwhelmed with work, bills, responsibilities, your body goes into a state of permanent alert. And when that happens, it prioritizes survival over reproduction. It's as if your body is telling itself that it's not time to think about sex. It's time to think about survival. This state of chronic stress causes your body to produce excess cortisol. And cortisol is literally testosterone's #1 enemy. It's as if two hormones are fighting inside your body, and when cortisol wins, testosterone loses. And when testosterone loses, you lose too. You lose energy, you lose motivation, you lose your libido, you lose that feeling of being in control of your own life. In addition to stress, we have modern diets, processed foods full of preservatives, dyes, refined sugars. All of these components interfere with your body's delicate hormonal balance. When you eat a processed hamburger, for example, you are not just consuming protein and carbohydrates. You are consuming dozens of chemicals that your body does not recognize and does not know how to process properly. And there's more. Lack of regular exercise also contributes to this problem. Exercise isn't just important for keeping your body in shape. It's essential for proper hormone production. When you exercise, especially resistance exercises such as weight training, you stimulate natural testosterone production. But when you're sedentary, this production naturally decreases. Poor sleep is another crucial factor that many men ignore. Most testosterone production occurs during deep sleep. If you're not sleeping well, if you're waking up several times during the night, if you're sleeping less than 7 hours a night, your body simply can't produce the hormones you need to keep your libido up. And let's not forget exposure to environmental toxins. Plastics, pesticides, cleaning products, even some cosmetics contain substances that act as endocrine disruptors. This means that they interfere with the normal functioning of your hormonal system, often mimicking estrogen and further reducing testosterone production. Now, you may be thinking that all this sounds very complicated, that it would be impossible to reverse all these factors. But in fact, there is a much simpler way to deal with this situation. Instead of trying to change everything at once, You can start by providing your body with exactly the nutrients it needs to get back to functioning the way it was designed to function. The first food I want to talk to you about is Peruvian maca. You may have heard of it, you may not, but you need to understand why this root has been called natural Viagra by researchers around the world. Maca is not a recent discovery. It has been used for over 2,000 years by the people of the Andes as a powerful natural aphrodisiac. Maca is rich in natural alkaloids that have the ability to stimulate the central nervous system in a very specific way. These alkaloids improve blood circulation, especially in the pelvic region, and increase the sensitivity of the nerve receptors responsible for sexual response. It's as if they wake up parts of your nervous system that were dormant. But maca goes far beyond simply improving circulation. It also acts directly on hormonal balance, especially on the natural production of testosterone. Scientific studies show that men who consume maca regularly experience significant increases in free testosterone levels, which is the active form of the hormone. And when I talk about testosterone, I'm not just talking about intimate performance. I'm talking about energy, mood, confidence, muscle mass, that whole feeling of vitality you had when you were younger. A study published in a renowned scientific journal followed men between the ages of 35 and 55 who took maca for 3 months. The results were impressive. 90% of participants reported significant improvement in sexual desire. 85% noticed improvements in the quality of their erections. And 70% said they felt more confident and energized in their daily lives. Another key ingredient I need to tell you about is Tribulus terrestris. This plant has been used for centuries in traditional medicine to increase libido and improve male performance. Tribulus works in a very clever way. It stimulates the natural production of luteinizing hormone in the brain. Luteinizing hormone, in turn, signals the testicles to produce more testosterone. It's as if Tribulus is a natural alarm clock for your endocrine system, reminding your body how to produce the hormones you need to feel like a man again. Best of all, it does this completely naturally, without forcing anything or creating dependency. It simply optimizes the processes that already exist in your body. Research shows that men who supplement with Tribulus terrestris can experience increases of up to 30% in testosterone levels in just 6 weeks. That means more energy during the day, a better mood, greater willingness to exercise, and of course, much more desire and ability in your intimate life. Fenugreek is another powerful ingredient that deserves mention. This seed has unique properties that make it especially effective for men's health. Fenugreek contains compounds called furostenolic saponins, which have the ability to increase free testosterone levels in the body. Free testosterone is the form of the hormone that can actually be used by the body, unlike bound testosterone, which is inactive. A study conducted with physically active men showed that those who supplemented with fenugreek for 8 weeks had significant increases in free testosterone and noticeable improvements in body composition. They gained muscle mass, lost body fat, and reported substantial increases in libido and sexual performance. In addition, fenugreek also helps control blood sugar levels, which is extremely important for male sexual health. Insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes are directly linked to decreased testosterone production and increased erectile dysfunction. By helping to keep sugar levels stable, fenugreek protects against these problems. Saw palmetto is another component that cannot be left out of this conversation. This plant is specifically beneficial for prostate health, which is essential for a satisfying sex life. As we age, it is natural for the prostate to increase in size. When this happens excessively, it can compress the urethra and affect both urinary and sexual function. Saw palmetto helps inhibit the conversion of testosterone to dihydrotestosterone, which is primarily responsible for excessive prostate growth. By keeping the prostate at a healthy size, it ensures that there is no mechanical interference with erectile function. In addition, a healthy prostate is essential for the proper production of prostatic fluid, which is an important component of semen. Clinical studies show that men who use saw palmetto regularly have a lower incidence of prostate problems and maintain a more active sex life for longer. It's like insurance for your long-term intimate health. Now I need to talk about alpha-lipoic acid, an extremely powerful antioxidant that plays a crucial role in restoring male sexual function. Alpha-lipoic acid is unique because it works in both water and lipid environments, which means it can protect virtually every cell in your body from free radical damage. When it comes to erectile function, blood circulation is absolutely critical. Alpha-lipoic acid significantly improves blood vessel function, making them more flexible and responsive. It also improves insulin sensitivity, which indirectly benefits hormone production and sexual function. A fascinating study showed that men with erectile dysfunction who supplemented with alpha-lipoic acid for 3 months experienced dramatic improvements in endothelial function, which is the ability of blood vessels to dilate properly. This resulted in firmer, longer-lasting erections. Forskolin is another ingredient that deserves special attention. Extracted from the Coleus forskoli plant, forskolin has the unique ability to increase cyclic AMP levels in cells. Cyclic AMP is like a molecular messenger that improves communication between cells and optimizes various metabolic processes. In the context of male sexual health, forskolin helps relax the smooth muscles of blood vessels, allowing for more efficient blood flow to the cavernous bodies of the penis. This results in easier erections that are easier to maintain. In addition, forskolin may also contribute to better overall hormonal balance. Silymarin, extracted from milk thistle, may seem like an unusual ingredient for sexual health, but it is actually extremely important. The liver is the organ responsible for metabolizing hormones, including testosterone. If your liver is not functioning properly, it cannot adequately process and eliminate the hormones used, nor can it produce the proteins necessary for hormone transport. Silymarin protects and regenerates liver cells, ensuring that the liver functions optimally. A healthy liver means more efficient hormone metabolism, which translates into more stable hormone levels and better sexual function. And last but definitely not least, we have black pepper. It may seem strange to include black pepper in a formula for sexual health, but it actually plays a key role. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound that dramatically increases the bioavailability of other nutrients. When you take supplements, your body can't always absorb and utilize all the ingredients efficiently. Piperine acts as a natural amplifier, ensuring that your body gets the most out of every ingredient in the formula. It's like a catalyst that enhances all the other components. Now you may be wondering where to find all these ingredients and how to use each one in the correct dosage. And here's the problem most men face. Buying each ingredient separately would be extremely expensive and complicated. You would have to research reliable suppliers, calculate dosages, and take dozens of capsules a day. And even then, you would have no guarantee that the ingredients would work together in the ideal way. With this in mind, some of the leading experts in men's health have developed a formula that combines all these natural ingredients in scientifically studied proportions. This formula is called Alpha Vita, and it was created specifically for men who want to regain that energy, desire, and confidence, but in a natural and safe way. Alpha Vita is not a medicine. It is a dietary supplement that combines the 8 natural ingredients I just explained, each chosen for its specific ability to support different aspects of men's health. The difference is that here, you get everything in 2 simple capsules per day, in the exact dosages that scientific studies have proven to be effective. What makes Alpha Vita truly special is the synergy between the ingredients. It's not one ingredient working alone. It's 8 ingredients working in harmony to attack the problem from different angles. While maca and tribulus work to increase libido and testosterone, saw palmetto takes care of prostate health. While alpha-lipoic acid improves circulation, forskolin optimizes cellular communication. Silymarin protects the liver, and piperine ensures that everything is absorbed properly. It's like an orchestra where each musician has their role, but the end result is much more powerful than the sum of the individual parts. And unlike products that focus on just one aspect of the problem, Alpha Vita works with a comprehensive, holistic approach. But here's a crucial difference you need to understand. Unlike synthetic drugs that can be addictive or cause serious side effects, Alpha Vita works with your body, not against it. It provides the nutrients your body needs to get back to functioning the way it was designed to function. It's like giving premium fuel to a car that was running on empty. Synthetic drugs for erectile dysfunction work by forcing a response from your body. They block certain enzymes or forcefully dilate blood vessels. The result may be effective in the moment, but it doesn't solve the underlying problem. It's like using a crutch. It works while you're using it, but it doesn't strengthen your leg. Alpha Vita takes a completely different approach. Instead of forcing a response, it nourishes your body with the ingredients it needs to produce the response naturally. It's like doing physical therapy to strengthen your leg instead of using a crutch forever. This means that the benefits of Alpha Vita go far beyond improved sexual function. You can expect more energy during the day, a better mood for exercise, more restful sleep, a more stable mood, and greater ability to concentrate. Because when you optimize natural hormone production, every aspect of your life improves. Many men ask me if Alpha Vita works at any age. And the answer is yes, with some important considerations. If you are between the ages of 30 and 70, if your body is still capable of producing hormones naturally, then Alpha Vita can help. Of course, the sooner you start taking care of your hormonal health, the better the results will be. But it's never too late to start properly nourishing your body. A 40-year-old man who has started to experience a slight decrease in libido may see faster and more dramatic results than a 60-year-old man with more established problems. But that doesn't mean that older men won't benefit. It just means that they may need a little more patience and consistency. Others ask me if they will become dependent on the product. And here is one of the great advantages of natural ingredients. Alpha Vita is not addictive because it is not doing the work for your body. It is giving your body the resources to do the work itself. It's like the difference between giving someone a fish and teaching them how to fish. When you stop taking Alpha Vita, you won't experience a sudden drop in sexual function like you do with some medications. What may happen is a gradual return to previous levels, especially if you return to the habits that caused the problem in the first place. But many men find that the benefits last for a considerable time, even after they stop using it. The issue of side effects is another common and completely legitimate concern. When you take synthetic medications for erectile dysfunction, you may experience severe headaches, facial flushing, blood pressure problems, vision problems, and muscle pain. Some men even report episodes of prolonged erection that require medical intervention. With natural ingredients like those in Alpha Vita, these effects are extremely rare, and when they do occur, they are much milder. Some people may experience mild stomach discomfort if they take the capsules on an empty stomach, but this is easily avoided by taking them with meals. Others may notice a slight increase in energy, especially when first starting to use the product, but this usually normalizes within a few days. Alpha Vita is extremely simple and convenient to use. Just take 2 capsules per day, preferably with your main meals. No prescription is required. No specific timing is needed like with some medications, and you don't need to plan ahead when you're going to have sex. You simply incorporate it into your daily routine, just like any other vitamin supplement. This simplicity is a huge advantage compared to medications that you only need to take when you are going to have sex. With Alpha Vita, you are constantly nourishing your body and improving your basic sexual health. This eliminates the anxiety of having to plan intimate moments and allows spontaneity to return to your sex life. As for results, it's important to have realistic expectations. Alpha Vita is not a magic pill that will solve all your problems overnight. The first results usually appear between the first and second week of use. You may start to notice more energy during the day, a better mood for physical activity, and more restful sleep. These are signs that your body is beginning to respond to the nutrients. Starting in the 3rd week, it is common for men to report increased sexual desire and improved erection quality. Erections may become firmer, longer lasting, and easier to achieve. Many men also notice increased sensitivity and pleasure during sexual intercourse. With continued use for 2 to 3 months, the benefits only tend to intensify. It is during this period that most men experience the most significant changes, not only in their sex lives, but in their overall quality of life. More confidence, more energy, better mood, greater willingness to face challenges. Now imagine what your life would be like if you felt confident again in your ability to satisfy your partner. Imagine the relief of no longer feeling anxious before intimate moments. Imagine waking up in the morning with the energy you had in your 20s. Imagine seeing the smile of satisfaction on the face of the person you love after an unforgettable night. Imagine what it would be like to no longer have to make excuses to avoid intimacy. No longer having to pretend you're tired when you're actually afraid of not being able to live up to expectations. Imagine the sense of security that comes from knowing you can respond positively whenever the situation arises. This is not fantasy. It is possible. And it doesn't have to be difficult, complicated, or risky. Alpha Vita offers a natural, safe, and effective way for you to regain your male vitality. Thousands of men have already experienced this transformation. Men who were in exactly your situation, feeling defeated, ashamed, less confident. And you know what these men tell me when I contact them after a few months? That Alpha Vita has changed not only their intimate life, but their life as a whole. Because when you feel good about yourself, when you have energy and confidence, it reflects in all areas. At work, you become more productive and assertive. In relationships, you become more present and affectionate. In the way you see the future, you become more optimistic and determined. One of the testimonials that struck me the most was from a 45-year-old man who had been married for 20 years. He told me that his erectile dysfunction was affecting his marriage so much that they were considering separating. His wife felt rejected because he always avoided intimacy. He felt like a failure as a man and as a husband. After 3 months of using Alpha Vita, he sent me a message saying that it was like they had gone back in time 20 years, that they were having the most active sex life they had ever had, that his wife was happier, more affectionate, more passionate, and that he had regained not only his sexual function, but his confidence as a man. This kind of transformation is not the exception. It's what happens when you give your body exactly what it needs to function properly. It's what happens when you stop fighting nature and start working with it. You deserve to feel like a man again. You deserve to have a satisfying, intimate life. You deserve to wake up every day feeling confident and virile. And if there is a natural tool that can help you on this journey, a tool that has been developed specifically for men in your situation, why not give it a try? I know there may be some resistance. You may think that the problem will resolve itself, that it's just a phase, that it will pass. But let me ask you an honest question. How long have you been waiting for this to pass? How many months or even years have you spent avoiding intimacy, feeling less confident, watching your relationship suffer? What if, instead of getting better, the situation gets worse? What if what is now an occasional problem becomes a constant problem? How long are you willing to wait? How many opportunities for intimacy are you willing to waste? How many nights of frustration are you willing to endure? Or maybe you think you need something stronger, more radical, that a natural supplement won't be enough to solve your problem. But here's the truth. The pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know. In most cases, especially when there is no serious underlying medical condition, the natural approach is not only effective but superior in the long term. Why? Because it treats the cause, not just the symptom. Synthetic drugs may mask the problem temporarily, but they don't address the hormonal, nutritional, and metabolic imbalances that are at the root of the issue. It's like taking a painkiller for a headache every day, instead of finding out why you have a headache. Alpha Vita represents an opportunity for you to treat the real cause of the problem. An opportunity for you to regain your natural vitality without compromising your long-term health, without creating dependencies, without exposing yourself to unnecessary risks. It's an opportunity to make peace with your masculinity, to regain that part of yourself you thought you had lost forever. Thousands of men have already made this choice. Men who were skeptical, men who had tried other things without success, men who thought nothing else could help them. And today they have an active and satisfying intimate life. They have the energy to enjoy every day. They have the confidence to face any challenge that comes their way. The question is not whether Alpha Vita will work for you. Ingredients such as maca, Tribulus terrestris, fenugreek, and saw palmetto have thousands of years of traditional use, and hundreds of scientific studies proving their effectiveness. The question is whether you are ready to take the first step toward regaining your male vitality. Are you ready to stop being a spectator in your own life and become the protagonist again? Remember what I said at the beginning. In just 7 days, you can start to feel the difference. 7 days to start regaining the energy you thought you had lost forever. 7 days to take the first step toward a more satisfying, intimate life. 7 days to start feeling like a man again. 7 days is a short time. It's less time than you've probably already spent suffering from this problem. It's less time than you'll spend if you keep putting off the decision to do something. It's a low-risk opportunity with high potential returns. And if for any reason you're not satisfied with the results, most reputable suppliers offer a satisfaction guarantee. Because they know the product works. They know the science behind the ingredients is solid. They know that once you experience the benefits, you'll want to keep using it. So let me ask you a direct question. If you could regain the energy and desire you had 10 years ago, would that be worth a few weeks of trying a natural supplement? If you could regain confidence in your ability to satisfy your partner, if you could eliminate that anxiety that precedes intimate moments, wouldn't that be worth at least a try? I believe so. I believe you deserve this opportunity. You deserve the chance to discover how Alpha Vita can transform your life, and you deserve to do so in the most natural and safe way possible. If you've made it this far in this video, it's because you're really interested in finding a solution. It's not because you want to continue suffering. It's not because you like feeling insecure. It's not because you want your relationship to continue being affected. It's because you want a way out. You want to feel like a man again. Don't let any more time pass. Don't let any more nights of frustration happen. Don't let the situation affect your relationship, your self-esteem, your quality of life. Don't let any more months go by while you wait for the problem to solve itself. The first step is simple, and you can take it right now. Like this video if you found it useful. It helps me know that I'm on the right track and motivates me to continue producing quality content on men's health. Subscribe to the channel to receive more information on topics that really matter to men like you. And leave a comment telling me what your biggest question is on this topic. I read all comments and respond whenever possible. It can be about specific ingredients, how to combine it with other treatments, expectations for results, or anything related to men's sexual health. Your participation is very important because it helps other men who may be going through the same situation. When you share your experience, when you ask questions, you are contributing to a community of men who support each other in the pursuit of a more satisfying sex life. And if you want to learn more about Alpha Vita, if you want to give yourself this opportunity, if you want to finally do something concrete to resolve this situation that has been bothering you, the product link is in the pinned comment. Click there, read all the detailed information, and read the testimonials of other men who have already experienced the transformation I am talking about. That's why I always recommend that you talk to a healthcare professional if you have any specific medical conditions or are taking medication regularly. Alpha Vita is natural and safe, but it's always good to have proper monitoring. What I can guarantee you is that you are not alone on this journey. There are millions of men going through the same situation, seeking the same solutions, wanting the same thing you want, to feel like a man again. And there are tools, there are resources, there are ways to get there. The difference between men who manage to reverse this situation and those who continue to suffer in silence lies in their willingness to take action. It lies in the courage to admit that there is a problem and in the determination to do something about it. It lies in the ability to step out of the comfort zone of familiar suffering and into the zone of possibility for transformation. You have that courage. You have that determination. If you didn't, you wouldn't be here watching this video until the end. If you didn't, you wouldn't be looking for information. You wouldn't be trying to understand how to solve the situation. The fact that you are here already shows that you want to change, that you are ready to do something different. Now you just have to take the next step. Just turn that desire for change into concrete action. Just decide that today is the day you stop accepting an unsatisfactory sex life and start actively working to get the life you deserve. Remember, I said that in 7 days you can start to feel a difference? That means that in a week, you could be waking up with more energy, feeling more desire, becoming more confident. In 2 weeks, you could be having firmer, longer-lasting erections. In a month, you could be experiencing a complete transformation in your intimate life. But none of this will happen if you don't take the first step. None of this will happen if you keep putting it off, if you keep waiting for the solution to fall from the sky, if you keep thinking that the problem will solve itself. Time is passing. Every day that goes by is one less day of an active and satisfying sex life. Every week that goes by is one less week of complete intimacy with your partner. Every month that goes by is one less month of high confidence and self-esteem. Do you really want to continue wasting this time? Do you really want to look back 6 months from now and realize that you could have solved this situation if you had acted today? Do you really want to continue being held hostage by a problem that has a solution? I don't think so. I believe you want transformation. I believe you are ready to regain your sexual vitality. I believe you deserve to feel confident, energized, and virile. And if you agree with me, if you feel it's time to do something, then don't put it off until tomorrow. Don't put it off until next week. Don't put it off until you're more motivated, until you have more time, until the circumstances are perfect. The circumstances will never be perfect. There will always be some excuse, some reason to put it off. But the men who transform their lives are those who take action, even when the circumstances are not ideal. They are the ones who decide that their desire for change is greater than their fear of the new. You have everything you need to start this transformation today. You have the information, you have the resources, you have the opportunity. The only thing missing is the decision. The decision that you deserve something better. The decision that you will no longer accept an unsatisfactory sex life. The decision that you will do everything in your power to regain your male vitality. That decision is yours. No one can make it for you. No one can want it for you. No one can act for you. But I can assure you of one thing. If you make that decision today, if you take that first step today, you will look back in a few months and feel very proud that you had the courage to change. Because change requires courage. It requires the courage to admit that something is not working. It takes the courage to seek help. It takes the courage to invest in yourself. It takes the courage to believe that you deserve something better. And you do. You deserve to have an active and satisfying sex life. You deserve to feel confident in your ability to satisfy your partner. You deserve to wake up every day with energy and vitality. You deserve to look in the mirror and feel proud of the man you see. Alpha Vita can be the tool that helps you get there. It can be the catalyst for the transformation you are seeking. It can be the difference between continuing to suffer in silence and starting to live fully again. Thousands of men have already made this choice. Men of all ages, from all walks of life. Men who are exactly in your situation. And today they have an active sex life. They have the energy to enjoy every day. They have the confidence to face any challenge. You could be next. You could be another man who has decided not to accept an unsatisfactory sex life. You could be another man who has had the courage to seek the transformation he deserves. The choice is yours. The time is now. The product link is in the pinned comment. All you have to do is click, read the information, and make the decision that could change your life forever. Thank you for watching. Thank you for trusting me to share this important information with you. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. There are resources, there are solutions, there is hope. The first step toward transformation starts now. The product link is in the pinned comment.